Oh, wow.
And so at
That's
that point,
crazy.
that was very scary. And that was
yeah.
like a time where I felt like you should say no because this is out of your league, this is out of your depth.
You can't handle it.
Yeah, but then we decided, we were like, you know what if we just say yes and just go with it? Like we did it once, we can probably do it again. Let's take the chance and just ride the wave. And that really was, I think, our ride the wave moment for sure. That was an amazing experience. We were able to create a great video, and that gave us the confidence and also the credibility for us to work with more people. So yeah,
it's all about the risk.
You have to take a risk.
Take risks.
Definitely.
Take risks.
Yes.
So Shenelle, you are a huge creator, right? So period. Let's talk about periods. Periods and menstruation is still a massive issue. When talking about it, when opening about periods, it's a massive issue, right? So do you think influencers have a responsibility to create content that normalizes this taboo, like this normalizes talking about periods?
I think that everyone has a responsibility to make like the topic of periods very normal.
Yes.
It's like something that happens to everyone's mom and sister, and like every female in your life is going through it, and for some reason we've all been taught to kind of like hide it and pretend like nothing is wrong, but like actually like we are suffering once a month and we just play it cool. And I think that I don't, more than a responsibility, I think it would be really cool if everyone talks about it. And making more content on it, which I have been seeing lately, is wonderful. And honestly, it's a great thing to put it out there, because like you said, it normalizes it for the next generation, and they're just going to grow up around it. It's something that we need to discuss with boys as well. It shouldn't be something that's only we discuss openly. We have to educate them, because I feel like they're not taught, they're just like hidden.
They are not taught because
they just hide them from this information, and they have no idea. Like it's not fair for us to like do that to them and then be like, oh, they are terrible. It's equal education. So I think we can make more content on it, more, not only social media, maybe even on like TV. On like mainstream media.
Of course,
we can talk about it. What do you think?
So I had a quick call just before I came here, and I ring my one of my best friends since childhood. So I asked him, okay bro, like, was periods taught in school to you guys? And then he said no, straight away no. We were willing to learn it and educate ourselves, because obviously that's the only way you can learn about menstruation and everything, right? So he said no, like they were asked to go home and read that.
Yes. So I think the teacher is too shy to teach the topic in school to boys, which again is not right. They deserve the right to learn that.
And also even so I went to an all-girls school, right? So I remember I had to, I don't know why I even did that, I had to take my pad and hide it
in
and
an
go
all-girls school.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. We just had like 2 sirs, like 2 male teachers, and to the entire school. But then again, I literally hid it, and we all did that. And looking back, I contemplated like why did we even do that? What was the point? Because periods is something normal. Menstruation is something normal, and you know what? So I was researching something. Okay, so I was researching about this whole thing, and I came across this thing called so in Ayurveda, there's this term called ama. So it's like so ama is like toxins that have been left in your body when as a result of partially being digested, and the waste that are not eliminated properly. So that's the definition of ama in Ayurveda. So in that sense, ama is like is also this menstruation, and it is actually a method of detox.
Oh, I
for
see.
For females.
Yeah.
That's a detox we get free of charge.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's actually really like important for influencers and content creators to talk about periods openly and obviously create content because that's amazing. A lot of boys, men, they don't know.
They need the equal opportunity to learn about this.
Equal opportunity.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what
I remember in school,
about.
they taught us. I went to mixed school, and we were lucky enough to have in grade 6 we were moving out of junior school into senior school, and we had the biology teacher from senior school come down and sat all the boys and girls of the grade in one class together. We got a TV presentation and she spoke about like periods and all of that.
That's amazing.
It was amazing, and it was so interesting to see how many boys were interested in the topic because they don't have those like organs, so they are like very keen to know like okay, these people have this thing, we need to know, right? So and when you're so young in school, everyone's normal, everyone's equal. And then later on for O-level biology, we got to study in depth what goes on inside the body, like the 3 or 4, I think there are about 4 hormones that are acting out throughout the month for that cycle. And I remember we were discussing it, and this is boys and girls, we were discussing how amazingly fine-tuned this system was, like inside our body. Everything is acting off each other at perfect precision for this to happen. And it makes you really appreciate what's going on inside your body and how amazing the human body really is. Like it's nothing to be ashamed of, it's something to be like amazed at, to be honest.
Honestly. For real. So if you had to create campaign.
If I had to create a campaign around period poverty and menstrual health, I guess if I had to create a campaign around menstruation or getting that message out there, it would just like, I would get it out to people in like really relatable ways, like, you know, like just how you and I would experience it on a day-to-day basis. I mean, for me personally, like when I travel, that's something that like I'm struggling with because I love and appreciate my job so much. But I don't get to decide what time of the month I'm hiking up a mountain to a waterfall or something, and you know, it's really difficult to be super active on those days. And just like that, like you may be having like a stressful work week during the time of the month that you're having a period, and like you're not allowed to talk about it. You can't even say, you know, I'm tired, because like everyone's like, oh, you got to be on your 100% every day of the week, but that's just not how we're made. And I think normalizing that is okay. Like if a woman is having a hard day because of that time of the month, I think it shouldn't be seen as a weakness, but it should be seen as like, hey, good job, I mean, thanks for coming into work today.
Honestly,
you know? So I think it's like normalizing those situations, and maybe not trying to depict women as superhuman beings who can power through anything, but more like, they're cool because they are still here at work, and you know, we should you know, and be nicer to them.
Honestly. And when you take our moms, see, our moms wake up in the morning, they cook, they work, they go to work, you know, do everything possible, even though they're happy,
and they'll never speak about it.
They will never.
I don't ever remember my mom saying, I can't go to work because of this. Like I think she'd just be in like a worse mood. But it was never allowed for them to talk about it.
Exactly. I've never heard.
So what would you do? How would you make the campaign?
So I think I'll actually ask to come, like ask in some people to come. You know, women and women from different, different walks of life, and I'll actually ask them to, you know, share their experiences with the world, and in that way, I feel like, you know, stories touch people, right? So I feel like that's how I would create the campaign. Hopefully it'll be successful.
And I think people with ad campaigns, people aspire to be what they see is depicted as normal on TV or like on social media.
Yeah.
So if you make a campaign where a woman is sharing her normal struggles and she gets to share how, like, someone supports her, whether it's her mother or her sister or brother or father, showing how the right way to react to those situations with empathy, with kindness. If you can depict those things on screen, then I think we can have a positive impact trickle down, because everyone is influenced by what they watch and what they see. So we have the ability to paint the right picture on how it should be reacted, and then hopefully that will have a positive impact.
I remember one story back then. So I was in this English class and I was seated with 3 boys and like 3 girls, and my friend was having her periods, and then she wanted she wanted a Panadol. Okay, so she wanted a painkiller. So and then she asked one of those boys as well if they had one, and so when they asked why, like what was the reason, we were actually like we didn't want to say that. We did not want to say that. It was, I don't know why we did it, but I think that's the ideology that we have in our society, that like we are not supposed to say it out. So like, we are struggling, but we can't say it out loud, especially to the boys. And then after that, somehow they realized it was this periods, and then after that they kept on calling periods as Panadol. Yeah, and that's how they addressed it.
Right.
Because they were also feeling, a little, and all of that. I'm like, okay, we normalized that, but I don't think it should be normalized like that, because it's not something absurd. It's something that happens to every woman on this earth, right? So I think it should be normalized.
I think it's really important to reframe what periods are in a woman, in a woman's career, or whether it's in my career as a social media influencer or content creator. It should be reframed less as a weakness and more as a time to lean in to what that time of the month is telling you to do. It's telling you to relax. It's telling you to take a step back, be more creative, and lean into things that are a little bit slower and be in sync with your body. And I think that's a great superpower for women. And I think that's a great way for women to go forward with that. Take back your strength, take back your power, and follow your own cycle and follow your own path.
One piece of advice that I would like to give everyone out there is that periods is not something absurd, like I said before, because every single woman on this earth go through it, experience it, and it is something that should be normalized.